Okay, well, I'm here to speak on behalf of the Hope Square Foundation. I've been involved personally with this organization for about 7 years, and so it's very dear to me, and I'm going to share a little bit about my personal story, so bear with me. I'm nervous, and I'm always nervous no matter how many times I do this, but the Hope Square Foundation, Help for Today, Healing from Yesterday, and Hope for Tomorrow. This is me. I was 15 and pregnant. Like many young mothers, I was coming from a fairly dysfunctional home and poverty, and so, and like many mothers that I work with today, I was on my own. So, can you believe that hair though? Because yeah, it's been a minute. So I'm just going to read through this a little bit. I'll try to be fast so that I don't go over on time. So at 15, I found myself pregnant. I was isolated and terrified. Yet something inside of me screamed of life for my child. I was so naive to what that actually meant for me and this little baby, but I did know that I would soon be a mother and that it was going to be my responsibility to ensure a healthy, positive outcome for our lives. It's funny that we don't necessarily need all of the answers to have strong convictions. I really had no answers. I was so clueless. I had nothing but hope and grit, but that was just enough. Well, now there are 31 years of history in my teen mom experience. My son is 31 years old. He just turned September 24th. And he has, children of his own now. And he's a married man. He's a homeowner, just a normal guy. But during the time when he was little, before he even was born, there's a lot of good intentions around the people in your lives that want to help you, and they're only telling you advice what's best for them, maybe, or what they think is best for you. But when you're a kid, you need to make decisions for yourself. You need a parent, but you need the adults in your life to be helpful. To give you the education that you need in order to make a decision. The decisions need to be made. So, now today I get to use my personal experience as a young mother to advocate for mothers or others who are facing crisis pregnancy. And I feel as though that my whole life has led to this work. So I didn't have transportation or financial stability. I did not have any assistance from the government. I was too young. I did not qualify. They don't today either. I did not have emotional support or life skills training or stable housing or education. I did not have much, but I was determined to prove everyone wrong about me because they all said that I would ruin my life and ruin this baby's life. But I was so full of hope that I could do it. And that's why I work with moms today. We work with teens and women facing crisis pregnancy. Mostly I'm just there to love them. I don't tell people what to do. I just love them with whatever they choose to do. Like any mom, I'm going to show pictures of my baby because that's what we do. We show pictures. So this is me and my little guy when he was so young, and everyone thought I was his babysitter or his older sister. When he was in high school, they thought I was his girlfriend. He hated that so much. But you can see that we had birthday parties and, went to parades, and we did the same things that other parents do with their kids. And I think that we don't really understand the lives of teen parents because most of us don't know them. But really what it looks like is cooking dinner for your kids and getting them off to school and all the same stuff. The difference is the support, the education, the finances, the stability is the difference. But you can create that, and it's best created with support, just like when I need help today, I have my support system. And so it's really important to me that I am one of the people that is a support system for others. That's my son graduating high school. And, sorry, I'm emotional. He was graduating from his military experience. What is it called? basic training. Basic training, all the things. I am so proud of him. I can't even begin to explain how much he means to me. Just like every other mom. We love our kids. And I'm a proud Army mom. He went into the military, and so he's actually a blessing to our country, not just myself and my family, but you too. So these are just some statistics that I like to share because I think statistics are important because they're people behind them, and I'm one of them. I'm one of the people behind these. So when I will not read through them all, but men between the ages of 20 and 29, 29.7, father 39% of the children born to teen moms age 15. That's one of the statistics I fall into. Because of the family dynamic that I grew up in, please know I love my parents and they were doing the best they could, and thank God they're better today. But we were in poverty, and my parents were not educated, and there's all the things that contribute to this. But that's a really tough statistic, and it's because they're grown-ups, they're little kids. I was just a child. So some of these are kind of grim, but there were, in 2011, I obviously need to update this, but 45% or 2.8 million of the 6.1 million pregnancies in the U.S. were unintended. People have all of these ideas, though, about teen parents. Like when they see a little gal walking down the street with a stroller, they assume that she is probably on state assistance, but she may not qualify for state assistance. She does not qualify for most of it because she's still, her parents are legally responsible for her. And so when you see like a little young mom and the baby has Nikes on, you're like, why are you wasting your money on Nikes? That's because she's a teenager. And she wants her baby to look like your baby. She wants her to fit in like your baby. So there's like a lot of information here, but statistics are people, and people matter. Even if we think they made a mistake, well, of course they did, they're kids. I still make mistakes, even though I'm grown up. So the Hope Squared Foundation, at the Hope Squared Foundation, we foster hope for teens and women facing crisis pregnancy with a simple message of yes, you can. We do not, while the issues of teen and crisis pregnancy can be divisive, we choose not to pick a side, we just choose to help. We do not tell people what to do. They have already decided what they're going to do by the time that they come to us. For us, this isn't about politics, religion, or what should have happened. This is about support, love, and hope for two. So one of the ways that the Hope Squared Foundation serves these young families is by supporting other organizations. Because we're a foundation, we raise money for other organizations that maybe have direct services, although we have some direct services. It takes a lot of holistic care to ensure a good outcome for these young families. They get counseling and all kinds of training, including parenting training. They get mentoring services. Really, there's all kinds of stuff because, like us, it takes a lot. This battery is running low on here. Let me get through it. Yeah, it takes a lot to get us whole, right? So we saw, the reason that we formed the Hope Squared Foundation is because we saw the difficulty in raising funds because of both political and religious sides. There's so many strong opinions about this and many things, but so we just don't take a political side or a religious side, we just help them. And so many of like the maternity homes that we partner with are a religious organization. They cannot really get funding by certain things, and then there's just all of this stuff, and so we just want to help them. So we just don't do that. We don't do any of that. So more than 400 young parents, young pregnant women were seeking shelter. Everyone that comes through our doors is homeless. They maybe were homeless for years. They maybe were homeless for 2 weeks because their mom kicked them out. They may be, because there's all of these millions of different stories and they're all unique, but they all come from homelessness. As an organization, some of our direct services are IDA, rent, well, and financial literacy. These are really specifically important to the folks that we serve. The IDA, I will talk a little bit about, but it's an individual development account. It's a matched savings program through the state, and our buckets are rental assistance and vehicle purchase, because those are the two things that people need really quickly. Financial education, I'm a banker, I teach it. And then rent well. So, and I want to talk about Rent Well a little bit. I'm not sure what else on here, but Rent Well is a certificate that you get when you take 15 hours of training through my Rent Well training program. It's landlord-tenant law that I teach. And it makes for better renters, and it makes for them to understand landlords, because they think they know everything, and they don't understand why landlords would say no to things. So when they complete that program, they get a certificate that gives them a certificate to provide to a landlord willing to rent to them. A landlord has a $5,000 credit, so if anything happens and I trash the apartment and I ruin the carpet, the landlord can pay for their carpet to be replaced or whatever it is, and it's up to $5,000. Because of the education piece behind that, only 1% of those funds have ever been used. They don't use them because when you do better, when you know better, you do better, right? Most of the time. So we have raised more than $125,000 for maternity homes and other organizations that serve these families. And we believe that hope is tangible and life altering. It has to be tangible. It can't just be, I hope the best for you, I wish the best for you, but it has to be like real things. These are some of the grants that we've awarded over the years. It's really interesting because like these maternity homes have maybe 3 or 4 rooms, and there's never enough rooms, and there's really not enough maternity homes. Maternity homes were closed, and when you think of maternity home, you think of these really weird places, but they're really these beautiful homes that teach people how to cook dinner and make a budget and talk to each other and agree to disagree and still love each other, and really life skills that they have not yet learned. So if you add 1 room, maybe you have, you know, 1 room added, that'll serve probably 2, sorry that went down, 2 new moms at a time, because generally they'll bunk. I'll pull up my screen here. I don't want to forget anything, sorry. I was surprised, I was so happy to see that parent and child care, something that matters to Rotary, which I found that out when I first joined, but it says maternal and child health initiatives matter to Rotary, and that's something that matters to me a lot. So the demographics I wanted to share. Let's see. So financial education, we teach on banking, budgeting, credit, risk management, and investing. So they all go through these courses and they receive the certificates and they completed that. The Rent Well tenant education course. IDA is a match savings program, so every $1 that they save, there's a $5 match. That allows them to work really hard because they have goals they have to meet, and there's a lot of education within that IDA program. But then when they graduate their program and they have their match savings, they can go buy a reliable car for their family. So our buckets are vehicle purchase and rental assistance, so being able to move, put down payments, put deposits, that kind of stuff. Life skills training, infant and child development education, mental health care, housing and basic needs, case management and advocacy, family reunification, career navigation, adoption and education, and a lot more. That's my thing telling me to shut up. I will probably not give all these demographics because I don't want to go over time too much here. You guys, in this pictures of my cute little grandson. Ways that you maybe want to help, I don't know. Maybe sit on our board, maybe volunteered to teach how to change oil. I don't know, there's all kinds of different people that come around and help in various ways, such as life skills, things that you know how to do. That's why I teach financial education, so I know how to do. For our rent well classes, the cost per student is a 15-hour course. It's about $50 per student. Our financial education is 5 classes. It's about $25 per student. You know, baby items, mommy items, used, gently used items, gift cards, cleaning supplies, things like that. Those are things that are always needed. And yeah, I think that's about it for me, you guys. I don't want to keep you, but thank you for your time today, and thank you for being so gracious and letting me speak. Yes.
So, in the homes, are they local homes?
They're local
like
homes.
Hillsborough, whatever, and then are they, girls they can go there before their baby, so pre-pregnancy, and then they can stay?
Yes.
Is there a limit to how long they can
Each
stay?
home has their own program. They all can come while pregnant, so if you just found out that you were pregnant and you're 6 weeks along, you can come to the home and you get to stay 1 year after your child is born, typically. Some people don't need that much time, and some people need more time. So we're actually launching a new home that's a graduate house. So sometimes your very best roommate is somebody that can identify with you. Especially for teenagers. Like my teenager friends were going to prom and I was a mom. As much as they loved me and we were good friends, our lives were very different from each other's now. And so I needed somebody to watch my son maybe while I went to work. And so they're very helpful with each other. You know, we teach them about caring for your home and really basic stuff, you guys, but it's stuff that they do not know. How to do laundry, how to effectively keep your home clean. It's really important. So they actually do all that kind of work in the house. But it's usually 1 year after birth that program should end for you. And again, some people stay longer. These are safe houses. And so it's a lot. It's like going from a 17-year-old who literally could do whatever they want because they did not have a family structure. And now they're in this home where there's all of these rules and all of this very weighty, you're in a very serious position, you're young and you don't even realize how serious it is. So it's hard, it's really hard. That's why they've got counselors, they've got the most amazing staff. I mean, these people just love them right where they're at, it's amazing. I wish I had all these things, like I understand, I know what they need. They need stability, I never had that. They provide that. But yes, it is a year after, so your baby would be about 1 year old. Some people have other children. So, for instance, one of our graduates, amazing gals, there's so much possibility for them. They don't know that, but there is. She had a child who was in the foster care system because she was homeless. She could not provide stable housing. She found out she was pregnant again. Often that happens, that's a statistic too. So she found one of our maternity homes and was staying in the maternity home, and within 2 weeks she had her son back in her care. They've never been apart since. She saved enough money, they're required to work, and she saved enough money to, on her own, take her children to Disneyland. That's stuff that rich people do, and she did it. She did it because she worked hard, and they've got a lot of hard work ahead of them, but what you need is people that care, that say, you have to. There's a lot of boundaries, there's a lot of all these expectations, but when you're doing it with care and hope for them, the outcomes are so incredible. But yeah, thanks guys.